Prejudice, The Hate You Give, by Nameless Saint. Prejudice is one of the most harmful and destructive forces in society. It is an attitude or mindset that is rooted in ignorance, fear, and intolerance. Prejudice is not based on facts or evidence, but rather on stereotypes, biases, and assumptions that people make about others who are different from them. The result of prejudice is discrimination, exclusion, and oppression, which can have devastating consequences for individuals and communities. One of the most common forms of prejudice is racism, which is based on the belief that one race is superior to another. Racism can lead to violence, hatred, and social injustice, as we have seen throughout history. However, prejudice can take many other forms, such as sexism, homophobia, ableism, and religious intolerance. All of these forms of prejudice are harmful and divisive, and they prevent us from building a more inclusive and harmonious society. It is important to recognize that prejudice is not natural or inevitable. It is a learned behavior that is passed down from generation to generation. Children are not born with prejudices. They learn them from their families, peers, and the media. Therefore, we have the power to break the cycle of prejudice by teaching our children to respect and appreciate diversity. The first step to combating prejudice is to recognize it when it occurs. We must be aware of our own biases and prejudices, and be willing to challenge them. We must also be willing to speak out when we witness prejudice, whether it is directed at ourselves or others. Silence only reinforces prejudice, and it allows it to continue unchecked. Another important step is to educate ourselves about different cultures, religions, and lifestyles. By learning about others, we can gain a better understanding and appreciation of their differences. We can also see that our differences are not a threat, but rather a source of strength and richness. Finally, we must celebrate diversity. We should not only tolerate differences, but embrace them. When we celebrate diversity, we create a society that is more inclusive, more compassionate, and more just. We can learn from each other and grow together. In conclusion, prejudice is a destructive force that divides us. It is not our differences that divide us, but rather our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. We must challenge our own prejudices, educate ourselves about others, and celebrate diversity. By doing so, we can build a society that is more inclusive, more harmonious, and more just. A story is told about a little boy sees his mom making a chocolate cake. While she's not looking, he paints his face black with the frosting. Happily, he says, "Look, Mom, I'm black." The mom immediately whips his ass and says, "Go show your father what you did." The little boy walks to the living room and says, "Hey, look, Dad, I'm black." The father flips out and whips his ass even more. "Go show your grandfather what you did." The little boy slowly makes his way onto the front porch and says, "Hey, Grandpa, look, I'm black." And Grandpa jumps his shit worse than his parents. "Now go back to your mother." The little boy slowly walks back in the kitchen and the mother says, "Did you learn your lesson?" The boy says, "Damn right I did. I've only been black for like 5 minutes and I already hate you." Thanks for listening. If you enjoy watching this video, kindly consider sharing and subscribing to my channel. New content is posted daily. Thank you, and may God bless you.